Um, Thank you very much for coming here, especially. Despite of the negative impacts of the global economic crisis on global economy, Turkmenistan's annual economic growth was recorded around 11%. You know, what are the main reasons of this success? As first of all, and could you explain us the role of structured economic reforms process on this success, especially?
Yeah. I think a big reason for the continued investment and growth in Turkmenistan comes originally from the energy sector. They have huge supplies of gas mostly, and they're only exploiting a relatively small proportion of that, and they're still capable of mounting an incredibly large development program for the government. And we heard the speeches this morning that these programs involve industrialization, economic and social development, and also welfare of the population. And the government is trying to use the wealth which comes from the energy sector to improve the economy and to improve the life of the citizens. And one of the things which happened was a very vast and quick construction program in which Turkish companies have been heavily involved. And you asked about liberalization and opening up of the economy and modernization of the economy. That's happened relatively slowly in Turkmenistan and has only really begun to pick up in recent years. But there is a process of opening up, there is a process of liberalization. They are introducing what we could describe as international standards. And there are areas of work like international banking standards, accounting standards, privatization, and in many different areas the government is trying to bring forward the older practices of administration and to update them so that Turkmenistan can be integrated in the international economy.
Secondly, I want to ask you something, especially the next 5 years. What is your expectation about importation and exportation between Turkmenistan and Turkey?
Well, I think the next 5 years are quite important. That takes us to 2018. In 2017, the Turkmen have their first really major international sports event, and they're going to be hosting thousands and thousands of people from all over Asia to the indoor martial arts games. So they have to now transfer their modern infrastructure, their modern buildings and their modern transport systems into a country which can host thousands of foreign athletes and thousands of foreign spectators and journalists and all sorts of people. So we're going to see the country opening up for the first time in the next 5 years. And I think in parallel with that, and in preparation for that also, we're going to see a massive increase in trade with foreign countries, in people exchanges with foreign countries, and in areas like education, because the Turkmen will need to have international languages and communication skills and marketing. They'll have to be able to deal with the foreign journalists and foreign press community, and these are new challenges for the country. So I see it opening up, and I think that the investment and the export relationships will increase too. And I think Turkey is in the front line of most of that. One of the reasons why we've come is that we would like to be involved with some of your companies where they find it helpful. We can add skills and add particular niches to some of the operators that you already have in Turkmenistan, and obviously try to operate independently as well if we can, but Turkey started before we did to expand its relations with Turkmenistan.
In conclusion, I want to ask something. How does it appear Turkmenistan from London?
Well, it seems a long way away. It was hiding for a long time because it was lost behind the Soviet Union. And before that, it was lost in the Ottoman Empire. So it was a strange, distant country for us. And it's only in the last 20 years, when these countries have become independent, that we could go there and get to know them. We don't have their languages like you have. Most British businessmen don't speak Russian, which you can still use there. So it's a new experience. It's a new area. It's an obvious area of interest because of transit, because of energy, and because of the amount of money the government is able to invest. So our interest is to try to use all these positive advantages which the country has to create a new relationship with Turkmenistan and other countries in the region, which we've been cut off from for quite a long time.
Lastly, I want to know something. What is your opinion about the TANAP project? Do you know BP and also other companies has been investment the Hazar Caspian area? What is your expectation this project?
Well, if I could speak slightly more broadly than simply that one project, obviously the resources of gas in Central Asia are hugely important for lots of countries, not just Western Europe, but also in the south, as Pakistan and India, which have massive industrial requirements. So the two pipelines, one Caspian project and one through Afghanistan, they're very important. And although most experts will tell you that they're very difficult today for different reasons in those two cases, they will become inevitable because we will be dependent on that gas in the future, and there will have to be outlets found to enable South Asia and Western Europe to import the excess gas which Turkmenistan can produce.
Thank you very much indeed for everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.